Okay, what we're going to do next is we are going to clutter our bar scene that we made in Outfit Studio. Now you can use it as it is, making the static collection, and use that, or you can clutter it in Outfit Studio. So the way to do this proper like, is first you have to have all of the meshes from the game. Uh, use You would use a Bethesda Archive extractor and get that on the Nexus, and you would have to go ahead and open this up and get all the meshes that you need. I have it already done for Fallout 4, Nuka World, Far Harbor, etc., etc. And I put those into a folder called Fallout 4 Modding Resources, and it has all of the um, meshes from the game in here. And let's go ahead and look at clutter generic. That's something else. That's the dirt and shit. Cigarette machine's a good one. And this, as you can see, is the mesh for the cigarette machine, which is alright, and all good. Okay, so we are going to open up Body Slide. Now I'm not using Body Slide through Mod Organizer 2. I have a shortcut on the desktop for just the program, and I'm going to open up Outfit Studio. Now there's two ways you can load up your mesh. You can go ahead and just grab it from wrong folder. You can go ahead and just grab it from your meshes folder and just drag it in like this. But the problem with that is then it doesn't transfer over stuff into the project when you try to save it. So we are going to go ahead and close that and then reopen it, and I'll show you how to do this the right way. Well, one of the right ways. All right, click on File, go to Load Outfit, click From File right here, click your Browse, and I was just in this folder, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on my restaurant scene, and I'm going to click OK. And there is my mesh that I made. Don't worry about it if it says no image. That's because it's something to do with the BSAs. It's really not that big of a deal. It'll still show up in game. And this is everything from my mesh that I made. Alright, so what I'm going to want to do is first thing I'm going to want to do is make a project. So I'm going to go to Slider, Conform Selected, Conform All, and set the base shape. Now I'll go over here to File, and I'll go to Save Project As. It's going to pop this up right here. The following shapes have unweighted vertices which can cause issues. The affected vertices have been put under a mask. Do you want to save anyway? Well, that's 2, 3, and 5. No, I do not. What I'm going to do is, over here, I'm going to go to 2, 3, and 5, and I'm just going to delete those. Right? And if you start looking around at it, nothing's really changed. So, and don't worry about this. Look, like, if you see something like the sink here leaves the cap right here, that is not going to show up in the mesh when you make the final mesh. So just don't even worry about it. So we're good there. We've deleted the vertices, and we're going to go to File, save project as, and it'll have the name, output file name, since you opened it right there, and then it will, whatever path you opened it from, it will send it back to that path. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy, and I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to change it to 2 because I already had a 1. And then I'm going to click on 2 project, and this changes all this correctly, and that's all good. So I'm going to save. Now I actually have that project. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to want to start adding my clutter. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here to this, and I'm going to add some Nuka-Cola Cherry to this. So what I need is, not that, I need my Fallout 4 folder here, meshes, and I believe it's in props. Yes. And right here is the mesh for Nuka-Cola Cherry. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to pull that across, and I'm going to drop that in. Now it's going to change this. It's going to say no image. Don't worry about that. That's not really that big of a deal. Now to move this, you're going to want to select both of these here, the Nuka-Cola glass and the Nuka-Cola Cherry. And then click on the show the transform tool, just like that, and it'll give you the widget. So we're going to move that up a little bit, and we're going to move it over this way. And we're going to want to move that into the fridge. Now this isn't the mesh per se, as it's just the tri. It only shows up in the tri shapes of the new mesh that you're going to make. The tree shapes, tree, tri. You get what I'm saying. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and we're going to send this bottle of Nuka-Cola in here. And we're going to go all the way to the back and up like that. And we're going to kind of place it like that. Now you can use the widget to churn it around so you can get the look you want, just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this so I can fill this up in here with Nuka-Cola on this shelf. So to duplicate it, you pick the first one and you right click and go to duplicate. You will have to name it. So we're going to call this Nuka-Cola Glass 01. Okay, just like that. And you have to duplicate the second one. And we're gotta give that a name. We're gonna call this Nuka-Cola Cherry 01. Just like that. And in the meshes box right here, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna select both of those, and I'm just gonna move that over a little bit. And what that'll do is give me 2 of them in the fridge. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the same process to completely clutter up this. I'm going to use the same process to completely clutter up these counters and put stuff on the shelves, fill the refrigerator up. I'm going to put a roast in in here. And I'm also going to put glass in the refrigerator door and the stove door to cover up the broken stuff. All right. So I will be back after I have this all cluttered.